What's up, Barbarians? Today we have the Upheaval Barb. Upheaval Barb is great for pit pushing, and we are going to go show off pit 90. Every run, we are able to hit for a trillion. Let's see what we got today. Let's see how many trillion hits we get. We'll usually get 2 or 3, for sure. And depending on the map will depend how fast or slow this plays. Maps that are a little more open doesn't play as well, but when you can group enemies up, works much better. And we shouldn't be using Subo. I was playing Flay earlier, and I forgot to take him off. There's a 900 billion hit, but that's still not a trillion. We'll definitely get at least a couple. So how you play Upheaval is you want to get your 10 stacks with using Whirlwind and then hit Upheaval. 600 billion. Another 570. All right. This is a pretty cool build. I really do like it. And it's kind of best for pit pushing. It is okay in the Infernal Hordes. That's when, if you do use an Infernal Hordes, you kind of just want to sit there and spam Upheaval like so. Because enemies don't have as much health and it kills everything right away. Nightmare Dungeons is okay. The best Barbarian build, I think, is the fastest and the most fun. But if you don't want to play that, there are other options. Just like Upheaval. Okay, we didn't get to show off a trillion hit. So, oh, there's one right there. That's what I wanted to show, and then we'll cut to the boss. Who is the boss today? We have 9 minutes left. Alright, and to get the trillion hit, you have to have Call the Ancients on, and we have to be able to use our Sundering Upheaval. So far we hit for 200, 500, and 100 billion, but we're going to make real short work of this boss here. Wait to get 10 stacks, 250, another 250, 300. Alright, is this going to be the last one? 95. Oh, that was lame. 11. Alright, let's see what we got here. 85. 390. And I think that's at 400 at the end there. I would almost consider that a speed run for pit 90. Upheaval's really strong. This can definitely clear pit 100, but in order to do that, you will need to input the Crown of Lucian. I don't have it for the right slot. I have it for the Helm, and I don't want to take off the Air of Perdition. In the Helm, we have Air of Perdition, Fist of Fate. We need Fist of Fate, and you need it to have a lucky hit of chance to make enemies vulnerable. The only reason why we use this is to have a consistent way to make enemies vulnerable. Banished Lord Talisman, Saber of Tassagal, Magnum Opus. We use the Magnum Opus, even though we only have 98 resource. This is still a great multiplier. Then we use the Hellhammer. The rework for the Hellhammer is great. This is finally usable for Upheaval. Then we take 2 one-handed maces, one with Sundered Ground, and the other one with Vehement Brawlers. Then we have the Grandfather, the Ring of Starless Skies, the Red Ring of Furore, and the aspect of Earthquakes. Very important to get a greater aspect on strength. So the key to the trillion hits are the Magnum Opus with Sundered Ground. So it's very important that this is the one we use for this, because we have 3 ways that we overpower. We have Sundered Ground, we have our Banished Lord Talisman, and we have our Dominate Glyph. This will give you the least amount of overpowered damage, where these two are almost identical with damage. This one's 68 and this one is 72. Combined those items together, and that's what gives you the trillion hits with the Slaying Strike. So if the enemy is, above 80 or below 35, that's when you do the real big damage. We just use Whirlwind to proc our 10 stacks of Upheaval, which we'll talk about in the skills. For the weapon expertise, we use Two-Handed Axe. For our skills, we put 2 points in any basic skill. We put 2 points into Whirlwind, so we can have more Fury when we Whirlwind. We take 3 points into Warpath, 7 points into Upheaval, for Furious Upheaval. This is why we use Whirlwind. We hit up to 10 enemies, we deal 200% more Upheaval damage. Because we use the Magnum Opus, we take Tempered Fury, 3 points in Imposing Presence, 3 points to Martial Vigor, 3 points to Rallying Cry for Tactical Rallying Cry. This is our main source of resource. 1 point to Challenging Shout, 7 points into War Cry, into Mighty War Cry. This is our only source of Fortify. 3 points into Swiftness, 3 points in Aggressive Resistance, 2 points to Prolific Fury, 1 point into Pit Fighter to get 3 points to Slaying Strike. I needed 1 point into No Mercy in order to get 100% critical strike chance. 1 point to Thick Skin, 3 points to Counteroffensive, 7 points into Call of the Ancients for Supreme Call of the Ancients. This helps with Fury, and we really take it for Prime Call of the Ancients, where we get more attack speed and more increased damage. 3 points in Invigorating Fury, as we're spending Fury all the time. 3 points into Heavy Handed, 3 points into Brute Force, and 3 points into Wallop. Our key passive is Unbridled Rage. For the Paragon board, for our first board, we use Might. Our second board is Decimator, where we take Dominate. Our third board is Carnage, where we take Crusher. And I didn't need to take this because we have 1 point in our skill tree. Take these 3 nodes if you need more critical strike chance. Our fourth board is Blood Rage, where we take Challenger. Our final board is Weapon Master, where we take Wrath. You could also take Flawless Technique, but I found this gave us more trillion hits. For our seasonal powers, we use Deafening Chorus, we use Accelerating Chaos just to bring down the cooldown of our Call of the Ancients. Alternating Altercations. I feel like this was made just for Upheaval. With our unique power, using Brawn over Brains, with the 125% overpowered damage. Basically the grandfather, but for overpowers. Overall, I found the Upheaval build to be really fun. I really like how it is definitely T4 viable. You can definitely push Pit 100 and beyond with this build, but in order to do that, you do need the Crown of Lucian, which I don't have. This would be for, I would say, a speed farm relaxing Upheaval playstyle, but if you do want to hit over Pit 100, you would take off Deafening Chorus for sure, so we could get the full benefit of the Magnum Opus and use the Crown of Lucian. But Upheaval is definitely back on the map. This is such a fun playstyle. I do wish it was a little bit faster. Nightmare Dungeons, you do just have to spam Upheaval. It is pretty decent in the Infernal Hordes, but because you have to Whirlwind and then get your stacks up, it can feel a little clunky. And you can also just spam Upheaval in the Infernal Hordes as well. That's less clunky, but because Upheaval already has a really slow attack speed, it still feels kind of crappy. Next up is Iron Maelstrom, and so far Season 10 has been the best season of the game, hands down for me. Love it. After Iron Maelstrom, I would also like to do Frenzy. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.